Okay, so what okay, just let's go back. Okay, so for example now I am debugging and मैंने कुछ local variable declare किया है, ठीक है, and it is there inside here. If you see, it is not in this form, but in this include it is. So you can see this is there in this local variable lv underscore text, है ना, and my current like execution scope is where in line number 42. So it is not there inside this. Now if I try to create any particular watch point, for example lv underscore text, okay, and if
Excuse
I
me, Abhishek. Yeah, how you get into debug through slash
/h
h, or you set a breakpoint? Okay, okay,
/h,
okay, okay.
okay, and now I am trying to put this lv underscore text, and when I click OK, it will tell like variable this is not exist, even though we have defined in the same include, but the scope of this variable is inside this form and end form, not here. So only
Okay.
global whatever scope is there. So how can we see the scope? So we can go here. So only the global things we can see here. So मैं watch point लगा सकता हूँ only these global variables.
Okay, understand. Okay.
Okay, and local I can see here. So local we have this lv mtrt. So if I want to put the breakpoint on this empty, so what I can click here, and when I click on watch point, it will automatically copy this, and now I can put the breakpoint. So whenever this empty under this local is changed, for example f it, so this is changed, now it is having some value. That's why this breakpoint has stopped our code, and we can understand, okay, in this previous line this value is got changed. So this is how we can see. Okay, so this is very simple. So do you guys have any doubt? Like this is very important, so I want to spend more time if you want, but this go to, and so once you will try, then only you can understand clearly like how important, like how we can set this breakpoint, how can we do go to and all.
So when we are setting a watch point on a global variable, and that value is updated in another program, so it will take to that program, or how it will work?
See, this is our main program, okay, this JDLV, and whatever we have, so include we have defined inside it. So
Oh,
this is nothing but a part
okay,
of program, and
okay.
whatever we will declare here, it will be a global for whole program, because the scope of this is
Okay.
not inside any form perform, right? We have declared explicitly. So these things are global, but if we declare anything inside, for example, uh, we have declared this data lvm mtrt. So this is the local for this particular form. We cannot use this variable outside this form.
Okay.
If I have to pass the value of this to any form perform, so I can call perform from here, and I can pass as a using parameter.
Okay.
Okay, so this is like 80% debugging. If you understand the code, whatever we have learned till now, and the watch point and go to and change mode edit functionality, I mean this is enough for debugging anything. Okay, now
Okay.
just you need to understand the like flow of the program. So events we have already seen. Okay, and we will start like our model pool soon, so that we can understand like how screens are working, like how can we work on screens, and how the flow of the screen when we start debugging on any screen, how it will go. Once you understand that, then you can debug any T code, and you can also understand the button. So how button is working, when we click on any button, how where it is going, so what is psi ucom and all those things also you can understand easily. But till now I think everything is clear. So you want me to move on to the like model pool today, or you want to practice these things and debugging, and then we should proceed?
I'm okay to both. Means.
Okay, so let's quick start with our model pool. Okay, we will create one simple program, and then maybe like you guys do practice. Without practice, you will forget everything in short period. Okay, so please practice. So for model pool program, we can create through SE38 also and through SE80 also. So I will prefer SE80 transaction. So there's two benefit. One is it is new transaction, so we can understand this transaction also. So through SE80 we can create anything. So this is nothing but our development workbench. We can either create our executable program, function group, anything we can create from here. Okay, all the WebDone Pro application, BSP application, everything we can create here. And we can view also everything here.
So when you are saying a model, so it
Model
is a
pool.
type of program and
Yeah,
yeah.
it is a type of program. Yes. So we have created till now
Okay.
executable program. We have created
Yes.
include program, function group, and now model pool program we are creating.
Okay.
Okay. So model pool program generally we are creating to design a screen. So like MM01, MM02, even this screen is designed by the model pool only. So if we have to create any screen, design any screen, custom screen, or if we have to enhance any screen, we have to understand this model pool programming. Okay. So GUI design program, let's create. Okay. So this program does not exist. Do you want to create? Yes. So here I can directly create with top include, and it is fine for me. So it will create one include for me along with this program, and I can give the name. So GUI design, any name I can give, underscore top, for example. So one program will get created. Okay, and here you can see it is having multiple option. So we have till now seen like what is function group, include program, executable program. Now we are creating model pool program. So we can create any type of program from here also. SE80 screen. Okay, and we can give anything here. So I'm giving test program. Let's save it. So it is very simple to create. So it has created one program, and we have one top include inside this. Okay, and now we have to create a screen and all for this program. So how can we create? So we can right click on this program, and here we can create a screen, for example. So I'm just creating a screen for this program. So other than 1000, I can give anything because 1000 is reserved for selection screen by default. So we can give any number here. So I'm giving 9000, for example. Okay. So first of all, here we have to give the short description, like, so for example, my first screen or anything we can give.
So sorry, Abhishek, I missed that. How we went to screen defining?
So we have right clicked into our main program and went to create and click on screen. So this screen
Okay.
will,
Okay.
and it has asked two numbers. So I have given 9000. Okay. So we have different screen type here. For example, normal, sub screen, model screen, selection screen. Selection screen we have already created in our report program. Normal screen is nothing but this, the full screen, whatever you can see here is a normal screen. And then we have something called sub screen. So here also, here you can see we have this left panel and right. So these are two sub-screen. Again, we have multiple tabs. So each and every tab is having one sub-screen. So this is nothing but a sub-screen. So whenever we have to design sub-screen, we can select sub-screen. And model dialog box is nothing. If we want anything into the pop-up, that is our model dialog box. So now we can see how we can, so everything is similar, okay, coding wise. Okay, so now I'm creating normal screen, for example. So just I have given this name and nothing I have changed. And we have many different options, for example, hold data. So when we move to the screen, when we come back, so it should hold the data or it should clear the data if you want. So sometimes you have seen, right, whenever you are filling form and when you are coming back, it is holding the data. Sometimes it is not holding the data, it is clearing. So it depends on our requirement and setting. So this you can easily get on the internet when with the like if you have some specific requirement from your client. So you can choose this setting. For example, if you want to hold your scroll position, so for example, you have create something and you navigate to the bottom and you are moving out to the screen. When you are coming back, then users should see the bottom screen only, not the front records, for example. So this is how we can achieve. So this we will not see in detail, but yeah, these options are available. And then we have to design this screen. So you can see this layout button is there. So we can click on this layout button and it should open this editor. If I'm lucky, it will open for me because this is very old system. And yeah, so it will open a screen painter. So here we can design our screen. So SAP has provided very good facility to us. So using drag and drop, we can create our screen. So we have these many controls available, which we can put directly on our screen. Okay, so the first control we can use is text field. So we can click there and we can drag here. Okay, so here we have to give the some name. For example, I can give some name input 1. Okay, so this text I can give some spaces and all. Also here I have to give some label or what we can say some ID to this particular control. So each and every control should have some unique ID. So this is my label, so I can give label underscore 1, for example. Okay, now I can create one input parameter. Okay, here I can give again ID. So my ID, for example, is input 1. Okay, oh sorry, and when we double click here, it will open me this properties attribute, like properties. Here we can tell like what type of value it will store. So for example, I want int 1 for this, and we can assign search help. If I want any F4 here, I can give the search help name directly here. Also parameter ID and all, we will see this what is parameter ID later. And it is having some other options like input is possible or not possible. So I can make it enable disable based on this property.
Abhishek, can we start module pool from next class, because Abhi, we have done the debugging and module pool is very different from report.
Yeah, so let's create one small program. We will revise it and we will see some other concept of module pool in next class maybe.
Okay.
Okay, it is simple only. We will create very simple screen, that's all. So for example, we have just defined one property here, like just int 1. Okay, and again we can create one more input. So we can give input to, for example, so I'm not like focusing on this, but like layout and all. Okay, that we can improve. So I'm just here I'm just focusing on the output. Okay, so input 2, again I can give some ID. So here what I, so for label 1, and this is our label 2, for example, and this is nothing but here this INP1, so I'm giving INP2.
Abhishek, you are controlling the width of the table, that particular thing by using a by the
Drag and drop, yeah, I am doing,
no
and
no
we can
the length of the field by
mhm.
the underscore that we see in the text.
No,
Are you
it is
controlling
blank, yeah, so
the
we can control from here actually. So length, if I want 10, for example, I can make 10. So
oh
if I
okay
want
okay
10 for both, I can select this and make it 10 for both, something like this.
okay okay.
That we can do easily. I mean, that is not a challenge. So we will focus on like our logic. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so that can be achieved, and I'm not focusing on the screen design, like how it looks and all, because it depends on the requirement, and it we can develop very complex screen here based on our requirement. So it is int 1 again, and now let me quickly create one output. So I want we can put text as a output, and here we can give, for example, out 1, anything, and here we can create one, and here we can give, for example, output 1 or out 1. So out 1 I have given ID, here I have, okay, I have given same. So let me give output 1. Okay, and the type should be integer. And now I can create some button, for example, this button. And this I do not want to enable, so I can make it not possible. And I want this as a required field, I can make it as a required. So all the properties are there. Okay, so based on our requirement we can make it. And for example, this is my button, so let me give some ID, for example, btn1. Okay, and here, so in button we can give the text. So this is, for example, my addition button, so I'm giving add. Okay, text, and this function code is nothing but it is a function code. So when I click on this add button, then this function code will trigger. So I'm giving the name as sum, for example. Okay, so whenever I click here in add button, in function code the value will be sum. We will see how it will work. Okay, so just very small screen I have created. Let me save it. Okay, and let's, and the, so ID of this is INP1, INP2, and output 1. Okay, fine. So now this is activated. You can see here this is active in the bottom. Now go back to flow logic. Okay, so here we have attribute and then element list. So whatever we have defined in this layout, it has come here. So if we are expert, we can also give everything here, and all the property, it will automatically create the screen for us if you do not want to this, and we can adjust from here also. Okay, so here it is having everything, whatever we can see in the front end. Okay, from here also we can handle these things, whatever we have handled from here, and this is our flow logic. So actually this program is having default 2 events and total 4 events. So this is nothing but process before output, and it is triggering when screen is re-rendering. It means whenever screen is reloading or loading, this process before output is getting triggered, and process after input is getting triggered whenever user will perform any action on the screen. So for example, when we click on button, it will call this process after input. So whatever input and if we insert any input, press enter, anything we will do, this will call, and before loading the screen, this event will call. Okay, so for example, if I have to default any value, anything, I can use this. If we have to do any calculation, anything, we can use this, and this is very important. So let's activate this. So instead of form perform, here we are writing module. Okay, so this we can give any name here, like module name, anything we can give. So this is default name SAP proposed, so we can use this default name. When I double click it, it will ask this module is not created, do you want to create? Yes. And here we can create one more include, so that I can have everything there. So ZUI design, I can give any name, for example ZUI PBI. For example, for PBI module, I am creating this, so I can give this name. So it is saying like this will be inserted inside this. Okay, do you want to save? Yes. So it is creating this include for me, and this include is getting created now. Okay, and this module is, so here I can write my code. Okay, if I try to activate this, it is activated. Now first of all, we have created this top include, and here I have to define my variable which I am going to use. So whatever ID I have provided to input, I have to define those variables with exact same name here. So for example, data INP1 and same type also. So type was INP2 type I, and output 1 type I. Okay, let's activate this again. Okay, now here what I want, so whenever user will click on button, so if so the function code value will come directly inside ucom. If ucom equals to sum, whatever value we have given, okay, then what we want to perform, we want to do output 1 equals to INP1 plus INP2, right? So now if we execute this, so you can see we cannot execute this, right? So without creating T code, we cannot execute any module pool program like our report program. So we have to create a T code. So whether it is available, create transaction. Either we can go to SC93 like we have created for TMG, if you remember, or we can create from here. So it will load the same thing. Okay, so transaction code is G, anything we can give. Calculation, and here program and skin. So we have program and skin, right? So we can select this option. So what is our program name? So we have to give the program name. So it is GUI design. And what screen? So for example, we have 10 screens. So which screen first I want to call whenever I execute this? So I want to call 9000 because as of now I have only one screen, right? So I will give the same screen number here. I can also give this authorization object. We will see this later, like what is that. Also by default we can tick this and nothing else. That's all. And now let's save it. Okay, and now try to execute this transaction code, and you can see we got this screen. So if I do 12 1 and click on add button, nothing is happening, right? Yeah, happened. So 13 is, so for example 10. Yeah, so it is calculating, right? And if I have to debug this, so I will put /h add. So if I do F5, you see this module is getting triggered, and now you can see this SciUcom value is what? It is sum. Why it is sum? Because for that button we have given some value, and what it is doing, it is calculating this and assigning that value to output 1. And when I do F8, it is assigning here. Now this is not activated. We will see in next class like how can we activate this. But for example, let me create one more button. So I cannot go back from here, so I will do /SCAT. Okay, SEAT. Okay, and now I will create a new button. So in this screen, I will go to this screen. I will go to layout, and I will add one more button. Fine, we can go to change mode and create one more button. For example, clear or reset, anything, any name we can give. Reset. Okay, and this button btn2, any id we can give here. So btn2 I'm giving, for example, and this function code is also mandatory. So function code, what function code I want to give? So CLR, anything I can give. So I'm giving CLR for this reset. Okay, let's activate this. So in this clear, I want to clear all the three things. So how can I achieve this? So I will come here. Okay, let's back from here, and inside this I can write if SciUcom equals to sum, I can do this, and here inside only I can write else if SciUcom equals to CLR, right? Because the function code is CLR. What I want to do, clear output 1 and INP1 and INP2, and let's activate this. So what it will do, it will clear these three like variables, and it will reflect there. So if I execute this, I cannot execute. I can execute this transaction. Let's execute this. Now if I do any addition, it will add, and if I click on reset, it will reset. Are you getting it? So any doubt here till now? Hello.
No, Abhishek.
So it is very simple, right? I mean, till now we are doing nothing actually. So you can see in SciUcom, it will tell what action we have performed. And Abhijit, if you remember this SciUcom I was talking about on that day.
Yes, yes.
So every
yeah.
button will be having some function code, and you have to check what function code it is having by using SciUcom. And then you have to find the code related to that SciUcom.
Yes, it was really helped me because after that I can find the value that email field from where it was coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you will get more confidence like how this button and SciUcom worked. Okay. And in next class, what we will see some more thing, like we will be having multiple screen. So we will see how we can navigate from one screen to another. Also, we will see like how we can enable this. Okay, something went wrong. Anyway, so we can see how we can use this, like all the menu options, and if want, like how can we provide for our transaction these options. So these things we will see in next class. Okay, till then
Uh,
please practice everything till here. Okay.
Abhishek, one thing, actually I need your help, but initially I have to do some analysis on that. So I will
Mhm,
try from my side for that yesterday's p-stat
mhm.
uh, issue. So I will try to debug. If not, then I will call you. Yeah, then I
Okay,
will
okay.
message you for help. Okay,
Yeah. Okay, fine. So thank you
yeah,
everyone for joining.
thank you.
Okay, I will share the recording, and
Thank
please,
you.
Yeah, sure.
please do the practice. Otherwise, you will forget everything. So आज आपको लगेगा you understood everything, but after some time